Day at the doctor's office. Welcome to the doctor's office. My name is Amber Galante, and for this Microteaching Padlet presentation, I shall be discussing the social-emotional aspect of the preschool curriculum that I have created an activity for, titled A Day in the Doctor's Office. This is a dramatic play center focused on giving preschool-aged students, ages 3 to 5 years old, the chance to explore the environments of doctors and patients. Students are given the chance to act the role of a doctor, asking questions and coming up with solutions to symptoms discussed by patients. Students are also given the chance to act the role of a patient, learning to describe symptoms to another person who cannot feel what they are feeling. So, how is this supposed to work? Well, let's talk about the materials and the setups. As you can see from the images, we have a few things that you can add in this dramatic play center. Some of these things would be pretended medical equipment, such as a stethoscope, shots like fake needles, emphasis on fake, rubber reflex hammers, etc., just to fill that space. We've got x-ray photos, fake ones, real ones, anything that's, age appropriate. We have white lab coats for the doctors. We have printable checkup sheets, fake pens, and signs for waiting areas, X-ray rooms, lounges, and offices, and basically anything else that you see in these images that could add to the space and give it that wonder for the students. Now, we'll talk about preparation. Only 4 students should be inside of the dramatic play area at one time, just so that we don't have the whole issue of overstimulating and overcrowding the space. Now, tools need to fill the whole space. All the medical tools should be plastic rubber or any similar material, so that if any accidents do happen, no one gets hurt in the process. Photos of the waiting rooms and office signs and pictures of emotional rating charts or pain rating charts and x-rays should be put up around the surrounding walls and space to fill it up. A chair, small stool table, and a clipboard would be set up in the corner as a checkup area, and checkup lists and worksheets in film protectors with markers or fake pens can be laid out for checkups. Felt band-aids or small fabric bandages can be placed in baskets or shelves to be used as well. Now let's talk about the center as a whole. So for the transition in, if I was a teacher, I would say, okay, students, raise your hand if you've ever been to the doctor's office. They'd raise their hands. I'd tell them to put their hands down. And then I'd say, well, what are some of the things that doctors do to help their patients? This will open the conversation to students. They'll raise their hands. They'll answer the question. And then I'd say, well, for this, dramatic play center, the amount of time that it's going to be up, you will be given the chance to be doctors and patients, and you can explore the world of the doctor's office. Now, for the procedure itself, for the actual play area, students will be introduced to each aspect of the dramatic play area. A teacher will walk them through each of the separate sections as if being given a tour of a real hospital. This way they can get familiarized with all the stuff around them. The teacher can give an example of a checkup with another teacher or a student so they know how it's supposed to work. The teacher shall monitor and supervise the dramatic play area as it is being used by the children. The teacher will answer all questions and the types of tools and what they're called or used for, and how certain pains can be treated. This is incredibly important. It's part of the learning that goes along with this dramatic play center. And some of the examples are, if you have a cut, you would fix it with a Band-Aid. If you have a broken limb, you'd fix it with a cast. And if you were sick, you probably should stay home and sleep and take some medicine. Now for the transition out. This is, all right, everyone. Now we can go ahead and cycle out, so the next 4 students may have a turn in the doctor's office, and my 4 friends coming out may choose another area to explore. This is just so that everyone gets a turn, everyone gets a chance, not everyone is spending the entire day in the office, so on and so forth. Now, why is this dramatic play center developmentally appropriate, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. Now we have the first objective. This dramatic play center encourages empathy and caring by allowing children to examine other children's physical, mental, and emotional health, and to ensure that each patient that is seen is taken care of and comfortable. Now, some of the things that can be said in this to encourage this type of learning would be, I'm sorry you feel this way, or I'm going to help you feel better. Or they can ask, are you comfortable? And is there anything else I can do for you? This is what all the students can ask each other, whether they are a patient or a doctor or anything else like that. Now, the second objective is initiative in learning. This dramatic play encourages initiative in learning by allowing children to ask each other questions and learn different doctoral terminology. They can learn different words. Students are learning how symptoms are described and what care goes along with which symptoms. Now, some of the things can be said is, what is this tool called? So if they have a stethoscope, an x-ray machine, anything like that, or this patient is feeling enter symptom above, XYZ. How would you help them? And then the teacher can ask that question, the student can answer, so on and so forth. Now for a third objective, we have group participation, and this is a big part of sharing and being in a shared space. This dramatic play center enhances group participation by letting students switch between pretending to be a patient or doctor, allowing for open communication about which role they would like to be, and when it's appropriate for them to switch roles. Now, they can very easily say, can I be a doctor? Or can I be a patient? Or can I be a doctor next? And can I be a patient next? So on and so forth. They can ask permission to be different roles instead of arguing over who gets to be what role. Now, for a little bonus, we got one more thing. This dramatic play center encourages language and literacy, not just social and emotional development. Now, how? Well, in this center, children will learn new words, as discussed before, such as stethoscope, thermometer, otoscope, fever, fracture, headache, any words that can describe medical terminology or tools. They'll get to learn these words and they'll adapt their vocabulary, which is pretty awesome. And that is it for my presentation. Thank you all for a great semester, and I wish you a happy holidays. Goodbye now.